Hello everyone, today we are going to learn how to install Elasticsearch using Docker on your local machine. Before getting started, you should have Docker installed on your local machine. Now let's get started. At the time of recording this video, the latest Elastic version is 8.9.0. As discussed earlier, we are going to use Docker. So let's first start creating a Docker Compose file on your local machine. So this is my local machine. So let's create a Docker Compose file. So for that, write a command called touch, then Docker compose.yml. So now the file is created. Let's add a Docker Compose version. This version is the current version is 3.8. Now let's add a services section. Services. In the services section, let's add a new service called Elasticsearch. Okay, in the Elasticsearch services section, we have to specify the image name. In the images section, let's use the official Docker image from the Elasticsearch. For that, this for that this is the current image that is provided by the Elasticsearch. Then let us specify a container name. Container name. Let us give name like Elasticsearch. Now the default port for Elasticsearch is 9200. Now we have to expose the port to the outside world. For that, add a new section here called ports, and in that ports we have to specify that we want to expose 9200 to the outside world like this. Now to make to Elasticsearch start, we have to define a few environment variables such as Elasticsearch username, password, like that. So for that, let us create a new section called environment here. So in environment, we specify the required environment variables. The first variable that we are going to create is Elastic username. Let's give it a Elastic as username, and then it should be like this. And then the new Elastic password as also Elastic. So for simplicity, we are going to use a single node cluster. For that, let's add a new environment variable called discovery.type is equal to single node. We also want to allow Elasticsearch container to be able to use all the memory available without any restrictions. So for that, let's add a new block called ulimit. And in that section, add a new statement called memlock. And in that, the soft limit is -1 and the hard limit is also -1. This makes sure that we don't have any problem by using all the available memory from that machine. So by default, Elastic stores all the data into user share Elasticsearch data location. But when we restart the container, the data will get flushed out, and because of that, if there were any indexes created, those will get deleted. To overcome this, we have to add volumes into the Docker Compose file. By adding this, our data will get persisted into our local machine. So for that, let's create a new section below services as volumes. And in that, let's add a new volume name as Elasticsearch data. And the type will be, and the driver for this will be local. Now we have to use this newly created volume into Elasticsearch by adding a new section called volumes. In that, we have to specify a mapping such as Elasticsearch data to user share Elasticsearch data. Okay, so now everything is added into the Docker Compose file. So let's run this file by using a Docker Compose up command. For that, let us write a new command called Docker Compose up. So there was one typo here that there should be a driver instead of drive. Let's run again. Okay, there was again typo here. Limit should be u limits, not u limit. As you can see, the Docker Compose up command started our new Elasticsearch instance. So now, as our Elasticsearch instance is running, go to the new tab and type localhost 9200. As you can see, our Elasticsearch service is up and running. This JSON message tells us what kind of version we are using, then what is the build type. So currently we are using Docker, like that. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much.